All right, now, how's it going, everybody there? Today we're going to be looking at an AI image generator and see what it can do about showing images of some wood. Now, the first prompt I typed in here was oak firewood by a river and a waterfall. So I'm showing the images of what came up as a result of that, and it looks pretty good. It's not too bad there. Those are some nice images, and it's just kind of the first thing that came to mind. So the video here is it's a pretty long video, and you'll be able to kind of see what's going on. I'll try to talk and narrate as we go through here now, but you can just kind of see what I'm typing on the left there, and then the four images that it generates. So we're just going to walk through some different things. Now I'm getting ready to switch it. I'm just going to switch it from oak to maple here as soon as I delete all these images off the screen, and let's just see what the difference is between oak and maple. So now I'm going to type in maple firewood by a river with a waterfall. The same thing pretty much, just switching from oak to maple wood, and it's generating the image now. So just give it a minute and we'll be right up here. So it's starting to pop up some images now, and for some reason I think maple is a little more colorful, but yeah, it changed to the fall of the year, and again, it makes some pretty good images here. I mean, that looks pretty good. Now, it's not split wood or anything, but it is a little pile of some wood there, and it's a nice little background, so it did a pretty good job. You could pick one of those images and use it if you had to, and you could keep refining the search a little bit and tweaking it and probably come up with something. Now, that one's kind of a little bit odd there, but you know, there's a larger pile, and so I don't know. I mean, if you wanted some shorter logs, you could put small pieces or something else in there and see what it does. I just kind of ran through this video today for fun, just to kind of play with the AI and show everybody what's possible and what it does. I just kind of did whatever came to my mind here for the next 15 minutes or so. So let's see. I don't even remember. Next here, we did firewood and a fireplace in a log cabin is what's coming next, I'm pretty sure. I was just kind of trying to think what I wanted to write there, and so I put inside a log cabin. Now we're going to wait and see what it comes up with here. We'll give it a minute to generate it. It's got to do its thing, you know what I mean? You type it in and you give it a minute here. Sometimes it takes a second, and now I've even seen it to where it got kind of stuck sometimes and you had to cancel and start over. It does that sometimes. But so here's the log cabin now, and a couple of these are pretty good, but this one here, I mean, that's pretty freaking weird. I've never seen a double-decker fireplace with the wood inside the fire, and not real sure what that is. And now here's one with a pile in front of the fireplace. Now that one there is not too bad. That's pretty good. Everything's pretty much in order. The wood is where it's supposed to be. The chimney's going through the roof. This one is also pretty good, but if you look at it real close, the chimney goes into the mantle and disappears, so that's kind of weird. And then it looks like there's smoke or something above the top of the mantle there. So you could crop that image out and cut out the top of it and take like a screenshot or something of it and just kind of crop it if you really like that little wood stove. But again, you could change the prompt to a wood stove, or you know, and make a longer prompt and everything. I may not be the best at writing prompts here. I'm just kind of giving it a broad array. You know, I'm just kind of letting it do its thing. I mean, some AI generators say you have to have at least 5 words. Now, on a few of these, I just typed a couple words just to see what it would do. I just typed, you know, we'll see. I'll show you when it's coming up here, but sometimes I didn't even type 5 words. Now, you could write a lot more details, and you maybe could get some more detailed results. Again, I'm just doing this quick. Now, here I typed something like a purple sun just to see what it would do. I mean, you can make this thing do anything. So I typed a sycamore tree in a grass field with a purple sun here now, and I'm not really sure that is a sycamore tree. It's just a large tree from a distance, and it's got a purple. Well, you can see what it did. It's and the sun's not even really purple, but the whole thing turned purple, and I'm not so sure that that's a sycamore tree. So next, I'm just going to kind of see. Oh, now I change it to a blue sun. I just changed the color from from purple to blue here, and we're going to see now what the blue sun looks like, and it's not even really blue, but it comes up with a couple cool images. I mean, they're pretty cool pictures, but it's not really what I was wanting it to do. I was wanting it to kind of make some kind of, psychedelic tree underneath a blue sunshine in a weird field or something, and it just kind of turned kind of greenish tinted and I mean, that looks like a painting to me. It doesn't even look like a photo, so I'm not happy. Now that's a pretty cool image right there. I mean, that's pretty neat looking, and you could use that for something, but it wasn't really what I was looking for. So I don't even think this thing knows the difference between oak or maple or sycamore. But let's just type in sycamore tree, and so here I put in a close-up of a sycamore tree, close-up of bark. Something along those lines. I think that's what I wrote, but I wanted to just see if it even knows what the heck a sycamore tree is, and you'll see the results here. It's not good. That looks pretty much like a hackberry tree. So if you were looking for hackberry, that does a pretty good job, but it looks really animated. It's not really like a photo when you look at it close. That one on the bottom left there is pretty like animated. I don't know what another word would be, but it's pretty digitally produced. You can see that's some weird bark there, and that one looks like on the right here. That's some more hackberry looking bark. So it doesn't really know what sycamore is, and I mean, this is about the closest thing to sycamore it made, and it's got some green stuff on it. I'm not real impressed there, so it still needs some work, this AI. I mean, it'll in another couple years, or certainly 5 or 10 years, you could type in probably anything, and it'll do a lot better. And you can also get a lot better at writing prompts and give the darn thing some more details to work with, and it'll make some nicer stuff. Now, I've been rambling away here, and I didn't even look at what I just typed, so give me a minute. Oh, this is firewood stacked on wooden pallets, and this is another funny prompt I've been playing with on a couple different sites, and it just never comes out right. I mean, look at what it does. It's just got stacks of, it's like it's a warehouse with firewood on pallets mixed. I mean, they're all over the place, just jumbled up with pallets and firewood in a big pile. It doesn't really know what to do. It doesn't like make a nice stack of firewood on a pallet rack or anything. It's just got a bunch of pallets and a bunch of wood mixed together in a bunch of different configurations. So it's kind of funny. I mean, I mean, that looks like some type of art class or something with people's projects stacked up on it. I don't really know, but that's not really what I would be looking for. I'd have to refine that prompt a little more. Just wanted to show you all that. That comes out wrong every time. You'd have to really write more details. So what am I doing next here? I don't even know. I put a stack of firewood with an axe nearby is what I did next. I was just hoping to get like a nice rick of firewood with an axe leaning up against it, and I didn't even talk about the background or anything. I just thought I'd see what the heck I could come up with, and see if it would just give me a nice pile of firewood with an axe leaning up against it. Well, there's not even an axe in these images it comes up with. It just makes some type of pile of firewood here, and one of them just gave me an error anyways, but you can see what I got, and there's not even an axe in these photos, I'm pretty sure. It just kind of gave me a pile of firewood there, and like that thing sticking out of the top of that one, I don't know what that is. You see where my mouse is? I don't know what that is. That's supposed to be an axe handle, I think. Some weird piece of wood. It does all kinds of weird stuff, and there's nothing even in this picture that looks like an axe. I don't know what the heck that is. It looks like an A-frame, so I put axe in it. I think it must have been thinking A-frame house or something. But here's the final one, and there's something sticking out of that log on the bottom there, but I don't know what it is. It just kind of did some weird stuff. And you get all kinds of weird things when you're doing this. Like I said, in the next 10 years it'll probably be really good, but right now you get all kinds of weird stuff when you type things in. So I just refined that search a little bit there, and I think I tried to get another with an axe leaning against it is what I put now. And look at what I get. I don't know what the heck this thing is. It's got some type of weird implement or tool that it made. This right here, a stack of firewood with an axe leaning against it, and That's what I got. I've never seen an axe like that before. I don't know what that is. And then here's this one. Look at this axe. That's a bayonet on a wooden handle. I don't know. That's the weirdest damn axe I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what that is, but it was trying. And then here's the last one. There's not even an axe in that photo. It's just some logs piled up. Not the best results there. I mean, I wouldn't really want to use that for much of anything, you know. It's just kind of some weird stuff. So now we're going to look at a campfire and see what it can do. So I type, what do I type here? A campfire and a fire pit. Just something simple. Let's see what it comes up with. And I think it does a pretty good job. There's, I think, 2 or 3 of these photos are usable photos. They come up pretty good. So it's generating the results here. Give it a minute now. And a couple of them are kind of weird. A couple of them are good. So this one is pretty good, but it has 3 fires. It's got that really nice fire pit, and then there's 1.5 more fire pits over there off the screen. So it's pretty good, but I don't know who sits around with 3 fire pits going all at once. Now this one here is pretty good. That is a fire pit with some chairs, and it's everything's pretty much in order there. So that's not a bad little picture it came up with. And then this next one here is also good that I look at, and the fire pit is now in the ground, a recessed fire pit. It's down in the ground, so that's a pretty neat idea. You could dig a pit and line it with rocks and set it down below ground level like that. But this thing here, I don't know what the heck that is. If you look at it really close, it looks like the lid to a Weber grill upside down on the ground with some fire burning. It's like a Japanese wok with a fire burning inside, sitting on some rocks. So that one's kind of weird right there, but still it is something. So something worth looking at. Now, so here I just changed it to a nighttime scene. At nighttime in the woods. So a fire pit at nighttime in the woods, trying to get like a nice camping scene, like if you were in the woods and you had a fire going nearby, and see what it comes up with. Now, yeah, this is the one. One of these is just completely animated digital drawing. It's not even like a photograph, but the rest of them I think look pretty good. That's not too bad. It's just kind of got a big pile of wood there behind it, but that's not too bad of a rendition. And that one here is pretty good. I mean, if you were looking for something to just use as a graphic or something, I mean, some of these would work out pretty good. And that one on the bottom right is good. But this one here is just completely digital. Now, that's pretty neat looking, but it's not like a photograph. So I thought that one was pretty weird. And here's the final one now, and that's a pretty nice scene. That's pretty much what I was looking for right there. A campfire where you'd be camping, you have some chairs nearby. That's pretty good. All right, so moving right along, we're going to look at something that's pretty funny. AI-generated log splitters are just not there yet. Get ready to see something funny, but I've looked at this prompt on a couple different websites, and I've gotten all kinds of weird results. I mean, there's some weird looking stuff. I don't know what the hell kind of log splitter this thing makes, but it makes some weird stuff when you ask it to make a log splitter. It just doesn't have it down, and I'm surprised because, I mean, if this thing's pulling information from the internet, there's log splitters all over the place. And it makes just a conglomeration of all kinds. It's got like a beam with wheels and wood all over it. And so look at the results here of what I just got. There's one of them which looks kind of close to a log splitter, but when you look at that thing really close, it's just not there. It doesn't have a wedge on it. It's just like a long beam with a bunch of metal parts sticking up, and it's on some wheels. And there's a big old pile of wood behind it. So it's not really worth using there. That's if you put that as a log splitter, people would be like, "What the heck kind of machine are you operating? I've never seen one of those." And here's another rendition. That's just some weird thing. It's like a trailer with a motor on it. And here's the third one. I don't know what that is. It's a chop saw with a long beam, and it's sitting on top of a pile of rounds on the rounds. And the final one here again, I don't know what that is. It's like a wagon with I don't know what that is. I don't even know what to say about that. That's just some kind of computerized rendition of a log splitter. So now I'm going to change this. I think I changed it to a log splitter for sale in front of a storefront, just to see, like, I mean, it should be able to pull up. Like, if you go on and look at a store's website, it's got all kinds of them lined up in front of the store. Like, if you were to walk up to a store, they're usually lined up with the lawnmowers and things. So I was trying to get something like that. And again, you'll see it makes a big it makes some machines that are a conglomerate of metal and wood, and it ends up making the log splitters out of logs themselves instead of a metal machine that would split logs. So check out this first rendition it gives here. Give it a minute to finish processing now, and look at this thing. I mean, it's just like, what the heck is that? It's made out of logs, and it's got wheels that aren't even attached and handles sticking up in the air. It's got a radiator on the front of it there, just in case you needed a radiator on your log splitter. That's a cooling mechanism there. It's an oil cooler on there. And then here's the second one. I don't know what that is. It again is made out of logs with a generator underneath and a motor on top, and that looks like a paper cutter with cookies on it. That one's not real close either. It's kind of got it's got that electric. It's an electric one, it looks like, and it's a paper cutter arm. And then here we are with some type of table saw with a motor mounted on it. Just weird stuff. So I've gotten all kinds of results trying to get AI to generate a log splitter, and it just will not do it. It does not make anything that is usable. So you can sit there and play with that for a while. I'm just showing you quickly. I'm just kind of going through. I'm making this video pretty quickly, as I do several of my videos, and I'm just going through, putting whatever comes to my mind, and we're going to make a video out of it, and just playing with some AI firewood. So here we are looking at a roadside stand, and it puts all kinds of thatched roofs on them and everything here. And you can see I put a roadside firewood stand on a country road, and now this one, look at the road there. It's on the road, and it's all blurry, and it's making a turn, and the yellow line is turning off the side. And it's just kind of, that one's pretty messed up there, but I mean, that's something that's like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of usable. I mean, if you just needed a picture of some firewood on the side of the road or something, that works, but still kind of doesn't really have for sale or anything on it. And then here we are, a thatched roof one, and it's coming out into the road there a little bit, a bunch of wood, doesn't say for sale or anything on it. And the final one, it's like somebody's log cabin, kind of a different type of stand right there. I've never really seen one like that. So moving on here, I'm not sure what I put next. Give me a minute. I'm just going back through this and doing some voiceover as we go here. So now I put firewood for sale in a stand by the road. Just tried to change it up a little bit, and you get different things every time, little different wordings, and you get all kinds of different stuff every time. Oh yeah, this one wasn't good at all. I mean, it doesn't say for sale anywhere, and it's just kind of got some wood piled up with a little, some type of shelter next to it there. Whatever that is. I mean, it's making some wood by a road, but it's just all kind of some weird looking scenes there. And then this is just a big pile of crap by the road. I don't really know. That's not really a stand or anything. Firewood for sale in a stand. So that's what it was thinking. It's firewood and it's in a stand or a stack. I didn't really know what a stand was. So you'd have to play with that and put for sale all over it or something with a for sale sign, and something different. So here I just typed in cherry firewood just to see again if it knew what cherry wood is and if it would show you like the bark from cherry firewood, because I mean, Google and everybody else, all the search engines, if you search images of cherry firewood, it does a pretty good job. But I mean, for some reason the AI, it's just not there. I mean, that's what it gives you. you would have no way of knowing that that's cherry firewood. Yeah, and it's just, it doesn't show you the bark or a close-up. It's just a big pile of logs and a big pile of crap. I don't even think you could stack wood like that. It's in a complete vertical stack. But anyways, just kind of weird. It's not really there yet. So here I just typed in a firewood salesman from the Midwest United States. So now we're going to see what a firewood salesman would look like in the AI world here. And it does give me a person. It actually does generate an actual individual. In fact, it generates 4 different ones, but there's some small problems kind of with each image. None of these images are really great. Well, the first one is pretty good, I have to admit. That one on the bottom left that it makes there is pretty good. I forgot about that. So, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, that's a person standing next to some wood, and he's, and whatever kind of machine that is in the background there. It's not really that important if you just needed an image. And this one's not too bad either. I mean, that's just somebody who's pretty happy to be standing next to some wood. And I don't know what kind of truck that is in the background. The truck looks it's got a tire with some type of flatbed. Now this one looks kind of good from a distance, but his hand seems a little bit messed up. And that black truck there in the background, I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. It's like a truck that morphs into a car with a flat top on it or something. And I was trying to figure out what's going on with his hand right there. It looks a little bit funky. I'm not real sure. He's holding something isn't right with his hand right there. His overalls are coming over too far into his hand or something. And the truck in the background is like, well, you can see what it is. I'm not sure. The white truck on the left looks pretty good, but the black truck has some kind of weird AI image that it came up with. And now here's the final one, and I guess it's not too bad either, but he's just got a bunch of gibberish on the side of his truck. That doesn't really say anything in English or anything. So anyways, I mean, that did a pretty decent job, I guess. There wasn't as bad as I thought. I mean, you could use that as some type of stock footage or something just to show a picture if you needed one. Now here I just typed in green firewood, and if you think of green like, wet or fresh cut wood, it actually makes green the color. So you would never know what dry wood is from a picture. Really, I was just typing it to see. And the funny thing is, if you know anything about firewood, it starts to crack and check when it's dry. And so here's green firewood that has all kinds of checking in it. That's kind of funny if you know about wood. That's green wood that has cracks all the way through the middle. And this green wood here looks like somebody painted that wood. You can see there's like paintbrush strokes on it. It's got green paint all over it. And they're all about the same. So for whatever reason, it wanted to stack logs up like that in a big pile. I mean, it's just a wall-to-wall pile of green firewood here is what it came up with. So it did pretty much the same thing for all 4 of them. You can see what it did, and maybe you could use that for some type of project, but I'm not sure what. So now, that about concludes today's video. I just wanted to go through that real quick. Give me a like and a subscribe if you don't mind and you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.